Sutton and Moncrief on the sideline as Sidney will get a standing ovation here as he wraps up a great home career.
Well, what else can you say, Paul? The band says it all.
He's acknowledging to the fans now, and they love it.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm very precious, Paul, but he's the finest young man I've ever been around. Just impossible to describe.
Team might be able to win. Here's Lou Holstown going down to the end of the field, try to get him out of the way. Meantime, the football game's going on. Lou is down there, lost in the middle of this. See him? There he is. He's in there yelling and hollering and leave it alone. We need it. The season's not over yet. He wants them all. You know what?
And welcome in. It's our Wednesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, and we continue our Hog Eye edition. But throughout the show, we're going to let you hear some of the, or let you see some of the great Razorback crowds, kind of go over the history of this program. When things are going good, you're going to see some of the old mixed in with the new. But it's just going to be a time where, there's no hog calling going on, we're going to let some of the fans that we've been so accustomed to seeing here in Fayetteville really get excited. But we got a really packed show today, as coming up here shortly in the 1:15 segment, Arkansas and Coach Muss, Coach Chris Crutchfield and that staff have a high priority on gaining talent to the University of Arkansas. We're going to have on Rice transfer Trey Murphy III. Arkansas is a high priority with Trey, and we're going to get Trey's thoughts and find out where the Hogs sit and just his timeline for making his decision without being able to take a lot of official visits. It kind of puts a hindrance on a lot of these young men. We'll find out how Trey's dealing with that, and then we're going to move on at the 1:30 hour, and we're going to catch up with Patrick Williams of Dickinson, Texas, the big 2021 offensive tackle. He got an offer, and we'll talk about the relationship he and Coach Brad Davis are building from Fayetteville all the way to Dickinson, in hopes that Arkansas will make his list and possibly be a destination. And then we're going to finish that up with Maliki Hamrick of Shelby, North Carolina, the big 2022 outside linebacker. Got his offer yesterday, and we'll find out where the Hogs sit. But I want to bring in my producer, co-host Demetrius, and Mason Jones, as basketball will be the open topic, making his way. With this playing time issue, we know that Arkansas is going to bring in some young talent, Moses Moody, Devontae Davis, Jalen Williams, whom one of our associates talked about. J.D. Note, Demetrius, and you know how I've talked about him. I think he's going to be a great addition, as Arkansas has long been in need of a true point guard. Talk about that guard position. Looks like it's going to be stacked. Isaiah Joe, for all intents and purposes, should, most expect him to return. But talk about that guard rotation and, how big will that be for Coach Musselman with his pace and space offense? How important is that with the guard play next year with Coach Muss and his pace and space offense?
That's going to be important. I think that's the kind of bread and butter of really what he wants. And I think the key to that is a big man. I think when we get Vancouver in and he gets that open ability to get that ball inside the paint and really have a presence, and as well as Josh Williams, when he comes in and adds that big inside presence, it's really going to space the floor out and allow us to get a number of threes and to spread the floor with our guards to get easy buckets.
That's the question for all listeners. If you want to chime in today on the show, what will be the guard rotation? How big will that position be for the upcoming season, for what many expect to be a very, very exciting time basketball? Also, we're going to go on, take a break, and then it's time to get those Hall guys going because, they never stop watching. We're about to have on Rice transferring high Arkansas prospect Trey Murphy III. He's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it. Welcome back to our Wednesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, coming to you each and every day here on KDSJ from 1 to 2 p.m. Man, the Arkansas Razorbacks and Coach Eric Musselman place a high priority on improving this program. And, the transfer portal is starting to be really, really big for a lot of programs across the nation. And, one particular player that the University of Arkansas and Coach Crutchfield and Coach Muss and I believe Coach Corey Williams have been after is Rice transfer, and he's about to join us, Trey Murphy III. Trey, welcome to the Hill, my man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
A lot has gone into this decision, Trey. You and I have been talking over the last several hours, yesterday in particular. Talk about the process of your decision to enter the transfer portal and leave Rice for a different situation, so to speak.
Yeah, I was just really looking for a new opportunity, and I'm just looking for a place to maximize my potential. And I had a great time at Rice, but, a lot of times you just got to make a decision that you think is best for yourself. That's the main thing.
What are you going to be looking for, Trey, in this decision? I mean, this is a big decision for you, but what are some of the key things that you and your family are really going to take into account in this decision?
Just looking for a good fit and looking for a place for me to win and impact the program. That's it.
Talk about some of the schools that have shown a lot of interest. I know with the COVID pandemic situation right now, you're not able to get out and take official visits, but there, you guys have been able to take a few those virtual campus visits. Talk about the ones you've been able to have, and the ones you expect to take here in the coming days.
So I went on one the other day with Iowa State, and in the coming days, I'm gonna be on another virtual visit with Creighton and UConn as well. But like most of the schools that I talk to, they talk about virtual visits like just in the future.
Arkansas came in, Coach Crutchfield, Coach Musselman, and that staff came in with their interest, to have you be a part of their program. Talk about, what is it that you look at in Arkansas that you find so interesting that would put them even in this position to have you consider their university?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
So what's the big thing here at Arkansas that you look at with Coach Crutchfield and that staff that has you so interested in maybe becoming a part of their program?
They showed a lot of love, which has been like really important to me because relationships are super important when it comes to a coaching staff. So I really appreciate how they've all made a collective effort to recruit me.
How has the process? I know you come from a very astute program there at Cary Academy in North Carolina to Rice. How, growing up in North Carolina and playing, basketball basketball is almost king in that state. How has that prepared you for your next step, which is going to be, a step up in conference, which could be SEC or Pac-12? That's something yet to be determined. But how has that time at North Carolina and on to Rice prepared you for your next move?
Playing in North Carolina, you're playing against good competition every single day. So, you got to bring a game, and that's something I'm going to have to do wherever I go. And so that's definitely prepared me in college and will prepare me for the future.
With Coach Musselman and that staff having so much NBA background, you have Clay Mosier, just recently joined the staff from the Lakers, Coach Corey Williams, Earl Boykins, Muss has coached in the NBA, and Crutchfield. We all know about Trey Young and Buddy Hales, those type of guys, all having really good careers at the next level. How much has that played a part in your interest in maybe possibly making Fayetteville your home?
Well, I know I definitely want to play professional basketball when I'm done playing. So it's been a little bit of an influence because I know that they'll help me get to that point.
Majoring, what are you majoring in at the moment, in your college career, Trey?
Psychology.
Now, when I come around you, I'm in the gym and I'm watching basketball, what type of basketball player will I see on the court for 40 minutes in Trey Murphy III?
3-level scorer, and somebody's going to bring a lot of energy and a lot of intensity to the game, and be there for my teammates and listen to whatever the coach has to say, and that's the main thing.
What are some of the NBA players, Trey, that you look at? I know you're on the collegiate level already, but who are some of the professional players that you like to, study and maybe take parts of what they do and add to your game?
Definitely Kevin Durant. That's somebody I look at a lot because, he's a bigger guard, and he's basically 7 feet, has guard skills, and he's able to get a shot whenever he wants. So definitely like to take pieces of his game and try to implement it into mine.
Now, I'm riding around. You and I are riding around, the Houston area or North Carolina, your hometown, and we got a playlist, just you and me, Trey. What's the first 5 songs that you're going to play for me as we vibe?
Well, let's see. Right now, one of my favorite songs I've been listening to is a song called "Can We Talk" by Tevin Campbell.
That's old school.
Old school. And let's see. First 5. Let me look at my playlist real quick.
Take your time. You got 5. 4 more to go.
All right. Let's see. Probably Africa by Toto.
Okay.
Let's see. Must Be Nice by Life Jennings, sorry. And let's see, 2 more. And then I'll probably listen to like some current stuff, and I'll get into probably song called "Cardigan" by Don Toliver.
Okay.
And then another song would probably be that "Come This Way" by Lil Uzi.
Those are good, man. I could vibe with you. Definitely would enjoy the ride. Trey, tell the listeners something that they may not know about Trey Murphy III that you'd like, all viewers and listeners to know about you.
Well, I look at myself as a high character person, and I show a lot of respect to everybody, and I really take pride in it because it's just the way that I was raised. And I try to be a good person every day and make somebody else's day. That's the most important thing for me.
Talking with Trey Murphy. For those that have just tuned in to our app or are checking us out on our live stream, big time transfer prospect out of Rice University. Coach Crutchfield, Coach Musselman, and staff are putting and hoping that Trey decides to be a Razorback. But I'm going to finish this out. I'm going to ask you one question, T, and I want you to finish out this statement. When basketball is over with, and when it's all said and done, for Trey Murphy III, he's going to be doing what with his life afterwards?
Sports psychology.
I like that, my man. Well, Trey, keep us posted when you finally make a decision. Could you come back and hopefully, maybe kind of, sort of, if it's Arkansas, make it on our show, or just let us be a part of your decision?
Definitely. I appreciate that.
All right. Well, hey, Trey, you have a blessed one, and thanks for taking time out here on OTH, my brother.
All right. You do the same, sir.
That was Trey Murphy III, big-time Arkansas prospect, Rice transfer. Trey's going to sit one, have 2 years to play two, and, Demetrius always got to go to you because he's my analyst. He watches film, and let's get his take. Trey Murphy III, in your eyes, describe his game if you were a scout watching.
I would say versatile and explosive. A guy that see the ball go off the rim and go up and get it and put it back. It's not a lot of players that have that type of mentality, and he's a scorer. I think he's a big guard. When you said Kevin Durant, that shows you that he's a bucket getter and he looks to get the ball in the hoop. So, and then when you look at his transfer situation with Cincinnati, I think it'll be good. It'll be great. I think it'll be better than good. I think it'll actually be a great situation for him. When you look at what's coming in as far as J.D. Note, you look at the young guys, Josh Williams, the KK Robinsons. When you look at that, they'll have a year to develop and really maturate within their roles within Musselman's offense. And I think with him being an older guy with a little bit more maturity, it'll give him his time to develop things that he needs to work on. So I think it could be a great move if he does decide to come here to Arkansas.
And I really believe, I think with, Mason Jones possibly may not sign with an agent. I think that door still will be open. But at the same time, if you're a player and you like the pace with space offense, you like to get up and down the floor and, come off the bounce, use a lot of pick and rolls or down screens. I think this offense and this system that Coach Musselman has brought to the University of Arkansas will be very, very advantageous for a lot of big-time prospects in the future. I mean, Demetrius, look at the way that, Mason Jones improved his scoring. I mean, Mason averaged, I believe, 14-9, roughly 15, and goes up to 22 points a game. And I saw a lot of different things that Mason was able to add to his offensive game that maybe he didn't have. So, don't you think when you're able to do that and you have guys like Crutchfield, Coach Crutchfield and Corey Williams and Mosier, Boykins, Musselman, guys that's been in the NBA and understand what it takes. I mean, that has to be real big going forward for this basketball program.
Definitely. I think really what it is showing that Musselman really has a plan for the type of players that he wants to get in, the type of offense that he wants to run here at Arkansas. Kind of got a little insight of it this year, with the high scoring and Mason doing the numbers that he did. And I think anytime you see I won't say no-namers, but I think Mason really shocked a lot of people as far as the success that he did have in the Musselman offense. I think when you are a prolific scorer and you see guys that really don't have the name for themselves become SEC player of the year in a Musselman offense, I think it does make you kind of raise an eyebrow and say, hey, let me maybe take a look at that, because that's a guy that really wasn't high on the radar. Hey, and I'm the top scorer, within my conference. I think a lot of guys are going to start looking here and say, hey, I can come here and be a, premier player and get the accolades that come with being a premier player. Because I think, in past years, Arkansas really hasn't had, outside of Bobby Portis, we'll say Dan Gafford, there really hasn't been really a true guard since.
You'd have to go back a while.
What's buddy that was from Louisiana? I can't think of his name. Michael Qualls. Michael Qualls is maybe the closest guard. Maybe you can say Daryl Macon.
And you might even have to go back for a true point guard. Man.
Point guard, just a prolific
Gary
guard.
Irvin comes to mind for me.
A guard that got notoriety within the SEC.
Right.
When was the last time we got a guard that was an SEC player of the year?
Right.
We were known for big men.
Absolutely.
Big men so,
good point.
I think when you see guys like Mason Jones get it here, Arkansas kind of creates a new kind of lane for guys, and it's kind of check mark under most of his book that makes athletic guards and high-profile players when it comes to Arkansas.
Well, we're going to continue our lane. We'll let you see some of the fans. Let's take a walk on down fan lane and see how the Hog fans love to react and hope to get back to. And then when we come back, we'll be down at Dickinson, Texas, where we're going to catch up with 2021 defensive tackle. Yes, I did say both, as Arkansas has talked to him about playing both. Patrick Williams, he'll be up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
32 points. Nolan Richardson with a smile on his face. And I'll bet you Nolan III is saying, I'm his shooting coach. I'm the guy that keeps him on.
NCAA tie.
It's good.
That's ties an NCAA record of 11 three-pointers. It's also an SEC record. One more, and he's the all-time NCAA record holder by himself.
Are on their feet.
It was a shot
In everywhere. The Learfield mark. Dillard running jumper. Good. And he has broken the SEC record.
Bye-bye, Chris Jackson.
Down one. Thurman, two-pointer. 10 seconds to go. Kentucky will play it out. Shepherd looks to the bench. He'll drive, and it's taken away by Arkansas.
McDaniel, the number one man in steals in the SEC, number two in the nation, picked it off.
You told me, Billy, the only weakness you see on this Kentucky team this year is point.
And we are underway in Little Rock. Baker at the 4. And the ball comes loose. Arkansas looks like they have it at the 5. And they do. What a break on the opening kickoff. Marcus Campbell. 20 on the roll. Under pressure. Throws end zone. Touchdown, Eubanks. Barry Lunny with his 9th touchdown pass of the year. And
Texas in 1990. Hit for three. He drilled that one. That was almost a line drive. Just a straight arrow. Winfield didn't see Bradley sneaking up from behind. Put the other way. That's a stocking stuffer. And a timeout, Missouri. Flanagan with a rebound and almost fouled Bradley again, who comes up with a loose ball to Hood. And Hood returns the favor. Out of the shotgun on first down from the 32. Strong throw, intercepted. Picked up by Barrett. Will he go the distance? No. Pulled down from behind inside the 15 to the 13. Bradley and Kareem.
Welcome back to our Wednesday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. We come to you here on KDSJ 479 from 1 to 2 p.m. And real quick, before we get on to our featured guests of our Hall Guys segment that we like to do each and every day, because like we say, they don't ever stop watching. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors. With that being said, Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. And Arkansas and the Hall Guys segment, they like to talk about Tex Hogs. It's been real important, the state of Texas, for this Arkansas program for years and years, and I don't see it stopping. So what better way did Arkansas in the first staff under Coach Pittman? Coach Brad Davis heads down to Dickinson, Texas, and offers our guest, Patrick Williams, big 2021 offensive tackle, defensive tackle prospect. P. Will, welcome to OTH.
What's up, everybody?
Well, how are you doing, Patrick? Let's get off into the recruiting process. Coach Brad Davis and the Arkansas Razorbacks come into the fold yesterday, reaching out, extending an offer. Talk about, the conversation with Coach Davis and how the offer came about, and, how'd you feel once you had it?
Man, it was just a exciting moment. My coach sent me Coach Davis' number and told me congratulations on the offer. Then me and Coach Davis got into it. But when I called him, we got into a good conversation and how that they wanted to offer me. And he asked me, like, what do I prefer? O-line, D-line, tight end. And I told him I prefer, like, I do what's best for the team. And he was just telling me, he was like, you don't really got to tell me you'll do what's best for the team. I want to know what you like. I told him, like, before this year, upcoming year, I was really a defensive end. But I had to do what's best for the team, for my team. So I sacrificed myself to be a new upcoming O-line left tackle. And I was telling him, back then I would have told him I just wanted to play DN, but I really like O-line now. Like, it's a good vibe. So I could just play anywhere, O-line, D-line. It's just an amazing part. And Coach was telling me how he's from Louisiana, his wife's from Houston and stuff.
Right.
I really like that stuff.
When you have a coach like Coach Davis, and that shows you the belief in that, it's an option, that it's about playing you on the best side, that you are even asking you how you feel. How big does that play into your interest in the schools? Is that something that helps a school, or just a case-by-case basis?
Yeah, it helps the school a lot, though. But at the same time, yeah, it really helps the school, because I can play anywhere on the field at any time.
Right.
That a coach need me to play. How I grew up being an all-around player. I know how to play multiple positions on the field, and I know how to get to it.
Arkansas is making a high priority on the offensive and defensive lines. You get a chance, Patrick, each and every Friday in the region that you play in to go up against some of the elite offensive or defensive linemen, depending on which side of the ball you're playing on. How do you think that's going to help prepare you once you get to the collegiate level?
Oh, man. I played so many good teams during the year, during preseason, during district, and during playoffs. Man, you face so many D1 athletes. So, we kind of like in a small area. So most of the people, I know everybody that's like in my area and all the D1 recruits and all the people. So it's very fun going against people that you know and people that you know that's going big time one day. And you like going at it and getting into it.
Talking with Patrick Williams, big-time offensive tackle, defensive tackle in the 2021 class, just received his Arkansas offer. Patrick, what are some other schools that are showing you a lot of heavy interest heading into your senior season that maybe you plan on, once this COVID pandemic passes over, that you want to get out and either unofficial or officially visit?
I just want to Um, Going a good visit and like the school a lot. That's all. Now I'm looking for a school. I'm looking for a school that fit me best, a city that fit me best, and a school that got one of the best education programs. Because without education, you won't. I don't care how much talent you got. Without education, you probably won't succeed
Good
and
point.
go far in life.
What do you plan on majoring in at your school of choice once you pick that college?
Engineering.
Well, we won't say the Arkansas. I think pretty good engineering program, but I'm not trying to recruit you or anything. But they do have a pretty good engineering program. When you look at this upcoming season, what are some things that you want to work on, P. Will? I know you can't get into any weight rooms with the suspension of spring ball and whatnot, but what's the workout for Patrick Williams to stay in shape and so when that time does come and you can get back on the field, you're ready to go?
Oh man, I got a little weight bench. I don't got too much of big weights, but I do a lot of sets. I do a lot of core work, a lot of push-ups, get my arms big. I go do a lot of running, agility drills, working on my technique every day.
Now,
and that's about it.
Who are some NFL or NCAA collegiate or NFL defensive or offensive linemen that you watch, Patrick?
Growing up, I love to watch J.J. Watt. That's because that was my favorite player coming up. And I always wanted to be like him. But now I've been watching, since I like the Texans, I've been watching Tunsa from the Texans, they left tackle. I think that's how you say his last name.
I believe it is.
That's what I've been looking at, and Trent Brown from the Raiders. I look at them guys as some big time players.
When I come to Dickinson High School, get popcorn, 20 ounce of Coca-Cola, go to the top bleacher. What type of football player will I see in Patrick Williams for 4 quarters?
Oh, you'll see me dominating my opponent every play. Trying to dominate my opponent every play and be the best player I could be to get me to the next level and to show my potential to everyone.
Could you tell the listeners something that people may not know about Patrick Williams that you'd like to share?
I'm a family guy. I like to be around my family, so I really love my people.
Now, let's have a little fun. I want everybody to know we're talking with Patrick Williams, 2021 offensive tackle, defensive tackle prospect for the University of Arkansas. Just received his offer from Coach Brad Davis. But we're riding around Dickinson, Texas. You and I, we're in your vehicle. What's the first 5 songs on the playlist of Patrick Williams that we're vibing to?
First song of the hour will be Chichi Benito. The next song will be Lil Baby, Get Ugly. Next song will be Lil Baby, Have Something to Prove. And another song will be NBA Youngboy, Better Man. And then the 5th one hard. I couldn't think of the 5th one. What would it be?
Well, when you can call me later after the show if you think of that 5th one. But the final question of our segment today, when football is done with, for Patrick Williams, he's going to be doing what with his life afterwards?
After football,
yes.
I would like to proceed in my major, or I would like to be a barber. That's another dream that I always had.
I like that. I cut a little hair on the side, so yeah, I'm liking you a lot, P. Will. I knew there was a reason we shared, something else we shared beside the same first name. I just knew it.
Yes, sir.
Well, Patrick, hey, thanks for taking time out. And I'll tell you what, let's keep in touch. At least once or twice a month, you call in or we'll reach out to you. And let's walk through this journey of recruiting together and you be a part of our show. How that sound?
Yes, sir.
Hey, well, P, thanks for taking time out, my man, and you have a blessed one.
You too.
All right. That was big-time 2021 offensive tackle, defensive tackle prospect. Just got his Arkansas offer, Demetrius. Patrick Williams out of Dickinson, Texas. And talk about what you've seen from the big fella.
It's just versatility. I think it's a lot of what we talked about yesterday about Sam Pittman just having the ability to realize talent on both the offensive and defensive line of the ball. And that's going to be something special as a head coach when you have a guy that realizes talent on the first line of defense and the first line of offense. So many teams are decided on the offensive and defensive line. It makes the game so much easier when you have elite talent on the offensive and defensive line, because I think that's really what separated Alabama and the Clemsons for so many years was their ability to recruit the different bodies before anybody really started getting the 300-pound, D ends and D tackles that really could be nimble and run 4.8s. They kind of ushered that era in, and I think you're really just starting to see where these bigger guys are just really starting to be able to be mobile and really be versatile.
Right.
It used to be a big, bulky, slow kind of power game when it came to offensive and defensive linemen, bull rush, but now it's starting to become a finesse, speed, tactical game where you have to be a technician, and that's what I see in this young man, a guy that really has a high ceiling, and I think he's going to be really coachable just by the way he talks.
Talk about the high ceiling. Coach Pittman mentioned several weeks ago that he felt like they were a little behind in the 2022 class, so we're going to catch up with one of the newly offered 2022 prospects, and 4-star outside linebacker Maliki Hamrick out of Shelby, North Carolina. He's about to take the stage, and we'll find out more about Maliki. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ. And as we go to break, here's more fan from the past, and hopefully something we'll get a chance to see in the future. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a bit.
Manziel improvising, but sacked. Razorbacks got him that time. Chris Smith got the sack. And Wise was there as well. Seconds. Got to drive it, Brad. You got to drive it. Matt for maybe the win. Arkansas in overtime. October of 2012. They're going to run and get that boot. They're going across the field. That's theirs now.
This city's going to come unglued.
£175 molded in 24-karat gold. And doesn't it feel good? Well deserved for Arkansas. To the left side. Now in motion, he's in the slot. Oh, they got him open, and he's intercepted again. Picked off by Rohan Gaines. He's got a convoy. He's got a chance. Rohan Gaines, touchdown, Arkansas. In there to move the chains. Maybe a chance for Auburn. Maybe a run to Barber would have done. Not in this case. Incomplete. Arkansas holds on.
What a fantastic play for the Razorbacks.
43 yards. Now Collins spinning. Still on his feet. Powering through for a score.
Welcome back. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. It's our Wednesday edition of OTH. It's our Hall Guy, as we continue to tell you, they don't stop watching. They're always looking for some of the best, and we thought we'd go all the way to Shelby, North Carolina, where we're going to catch up with 2022 outside linebacker defensive end and newly offered Arkansas prospect Maliki Hamrick. Maliki, welcome to the Hill.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
How is the recruiting process going? I know you're going into your junior year, having had a really productive sophomore year on the varsity level. Maliki, talk about, the recruiting process and how it's progressing.
It's going pretty good, I'm being able to control what I can control, continue putting the work in, and whatever happens with the recruiting, it happens, you got to continue to put the work in.
What schools have extended offers at the moment heading into your junior season, Maliki, that really stick out to you?
Right now, Coastal Carolina, App State, West Virginia, Akron, and Southern University.
Now, with Arkansas coming up and extending their offer yesterday evening, talk about that offer and how big was that to get your first SEC offer heading into your junior year, and what how impressed are you about Arkansas if you've had a chance to do any research on them?
Oh, it was real big, being in SEC, when they extended the offer, it was, I couldn't believe it, because, you work hard and then you look for things like this, and for it to happen, it's just a blessing. And they're a really good program, and, one day, maybe Akron, and that be my decision, so we'll see.
What are some things you're trying to work on, heading into your junior year? I mean, like I said, you had a pretty successful sophomore campaign on the varsity level, but what is Maliki Hamrick working on? I know you can't get into your weight facility on campus or go through spring ball, but how are you getting your workouts? I know you told me last night when we talked, you're out in Colorado with your dad at the moment. What are some things you guys are working on so that you can stay in shape?
Just watching a lot of film of some great linebackers, how they cover the field, read pass coverages, and read the run, because I plan on playing a lot more linebacker going in my junior season. So, yeah, just some things like that, and footwork on it. And, just doing little things I can, to stay in shape and prepare for the upcoming season.
Speaking of outside linebacker, I know you just stated and talked about last night how you're going to play a lot more, but who are some of the outside linebackers you like to watch at the collegiate or NFL level, Maliki, and maybe add what they do into what you do on the weekends?
I watch a lot of Isaiah Simmons. He's a very versatile player. He can play linebacker, safety, and maybe come up to the line and, dominate. And other players like Lawrence Taylor, yeah, just the way he played the game, it was very impressive. I feel like it. I've always watched a lot of film on him, and I feel like it helped me a lot in my game.
When you look at your high school career at the moment, you played a very well-known program there at Shelby High School in Shelby, North Carolina. Talk about how much pride you have in playing at that program, and what is it about Shelby that when you do move on to the collegiate level that you can always take with you to your school of choice?
Playing for Shelby has been my dream since I was a little kid. I've always dreamed of putting on that golden helmet and suiting up for them and playing for them on Friday nights. And something to go into my college career with Shelby, just the pride that I have in what I do, and just the passion that I have for the game, the hard work ethic, that's what we're all about at Shelby High. So, yeah, that's what I plan on taking to the college level.
Talking with Maliki Hamrick of Shelby, North Carolina, Shelby High School, big 2022 prospect, outside linebacker, just received his Arkansas offer just a little over 24 hours ago. Now, when I come to Shelby High School, I'm ready to watch a little football. I get my popcorn, 20-ounce Coke. I'm at the top bleacher. What type of football player am I going to see in Maliki Hamrick for 4 quarters?
I dominate. I go into every game with the mindset that I can't be stopped. you know, and it don't even start. It starts on Monday. You know, watching film, going over the game plans. You know, really preparing myself to go out there on Friday nights and do my thing. You know, and you know, when you come, you're gonna see a dominating performance.
We're riding in your car in Shelby, you and I, Maliki, and we got your playlist out. What's the first 5 songs we vibing to once we roll out?
First 5 songs. We don't have songs. I'd say some artists. Artists like Young Boy, you know, YNW, Melly, Key Glock, who else? And Breezy. You know, I gotta play that Chris Brown, man. I'm a huge Chris Brown fan.
All right. Hey, that's a good one. I'm telling you. Tell the listeners that are listening to our app or watching our show live something about Maliki Hamrick that they may not know that you'd like to share with them.
Oh, I can dance. I can dance, you know.
Hey,
when I was little, I watched Michael Jackson a lot. And, you know, yeah, so when I was little, I used to stand in front of the TV and try to mimic some of the things he did. And I guess it just kind of stuck with me. So, you know, I'd be in the party, get in the middle of the floor, and just start doing my thing, you know.
I like that.
Recording. Yeah.
Well, Maliki, I have one final question for you. And like I said, I always want to thank you for taking time out here on OTH. But I'm going to say something, and you finish the statement. When football is done with, when it's all said and done for Maliki Hamrick, he'll be doing what with his life afterwards?
You know, continue to take care of my family, you know, making sure they're in a comfortable position. And, you know, for some kids that may try to get to the level or try to do some of the things I did, you know, trying to help them out, you know, come back and just share some knowledge with them, try to help them perfect their craft and help their game, you know, things like that.
Well, Maliki, man, we like I said, we greatly appreciate you taking time out. And always remember, my man, our line is your line. So make sure that we continue to stay in touch, as I'm sure we will, as you have 2 more years. But, hey, thanks for taking time out, and good luck on a very successful junior season.
Thank you. No problem. Thanks for having me, man. I can't wait to be back on here.
All right. That was junior 2022 outside linebacker prospect and newly offered Arkansas Razorback prospect Maliki Hamrick out of Shelby, North Carolina, Shelby High School in Demetrius. I mean, talk about what you saw from this man. I was with all the people he was talking about. Isaiah Simmons did jump out to me at just how he was able, you know, with some of his coverage skills and the way he's came up and supported the run. What did you see in Maliki?
A kid that's way above his maturity. You know, he's way above his time. A guy that I think, you know, just listening to him, you would think he has NFL family members and guys that have been to the highest level of professional sports. Just listening to the way he prepares and the way you know, he approaches the game. You really don't find a lot of young people with that type of mindset. And those are things you can't coach. You can find guys that are 6'5", you can find guys that are 4'3", you can find those things, but one thing that's hard to find, that's really hard to coach outside of the physical aspect and the mental aspect. And he sounds like he has a very strong grasp about that, and I think that's right. You know, that's special.
Well, that's going to wrap up our show today. We want to give a big time thank you for our guests. I want to thank Trey Murphy III, big Rice transfer prospect, and a big time Arkansas prospect for Coach Eric Musselman and that staff for coming on and just letting us see where things are at the moment with his recruiting process. Also to Patrick Williams, big 2021 offensive defensive tackle prospect. He too just was recently offered by Coach Brad Davis and the Razorback football team. Hopefully he'll make his way to Fayetteville. I know that's what the Razorback staff under Coach Pittman hopes happens. And lastly, we want to give a thank you to 2022 outside linebacker prospect from Shelby, North Carolina, Maliki Hamrick. Thanks for all those guests coming on and just letting us be a part of their Hog Eyes segment. Also, too, want to thank my producer. And also, we would be remiss if we don't give a shout-out to our sponsors. That being said, Lindsay & Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also, too, in Rogers. Locomotion, it's located in Fayetteville just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall. Also, Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, our good place that you and that Demetrius and myself like to frequent, KDK's Chicken. It's down at 989 Razorback Road. Go see Keith and Kathy and get a plate of that love. Like they say, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. But that's going to do it for us today. Be sure and tune in tomorrow as the Hall Guys don't stop. We got more, and I think you want to hear what these guys have to say when it pertains to maybe coming to the Hill. For us and myself, thanks for all our viewers. Until tomorrow, it's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. You guys have a blessed one, and you know what I say. Let's get it.